Ma'am, you are a multifaceted lady, having played many roles, and I'm sure there are many still under wraps. Which is your favorite role and why?
Actually, that is not true. I have a very simple principle in life that whatever role is given to me at that moment of time in life, I will do my level best. Let it be a teacher's role, let it be a social work, or whatever is that. Whatever role I have got, I would like to do it well. But writing is something very personal, which is nothing to do with money, nothing to do with education, because I did computer science and nothing in writing doesn't require computer science. Writing is something which I love to express my emotions, and that's the reason I like writing. But by and large, anything is given to me, I would like to do my level best. That is my simple principle.
Uh, my next question actually is how you developed your interest in writing, which you already mentioned that when you were young, you went with your mother to historical places. But that writing must be like a small essay or something. So, how did you start your real full-fledged writing?
When I was in a teenage, I'm sure all teenage girls will write, a small poetry. I never wrote actually in my life. I never wrote poetry. Some essays of melancholy and all such things. But real writing I wrote when I was 29. I traveled on my backpack to America, and with a very little money, some $300 or $400, and came back and I wrote my first travelogue, which was published in the form of a book. It was in Kannada, From Beyond Atlantic, my journey in America. Today when I read that, I feel very funny because going to America is like today is going to Bangalore to Pune flight, I feel. It's not difficult. But with minimum money and traveling in those days, it was something unusual. So it was my first travelogue. But my first novel came also in 1979-80. That is, I wrote in Kannada, Atirikte, the excess, which is translated, which is rewritten actually by me in English. That is Gently Falls Bakula. That is my first novel or my first full-fledged writing, I consider, in 79 or 80, which is 35 years back.
That is my favorite book. Okay, I just want to know, can everybody write? I mean, write in the sense, write a book? I mean, is it possible for anybody and everybody to just take a pen
What
and
is
pencil
writing
and
actually? Writing is a form of expression of your emotions. For example, any fine art is a kind of expression. What is dance? Dance is an expression. What is music? Music is an expression. For example, um, when Rag Mia Malhar you hear, then you feel there it's raining actually. It's an expression, makes you to understand the meaning of the rag. Similarly, writing is an expression, and some people normally it is not by training, I feel. This is my personal opinion. Like you take 10 courses on creative writing, and 11th day you will be able to write. No, I don't believe in that. Writing requires few qualities. Number one, you should be very sensitive. Somebody asked me this question: why all the experience happened only to you, Mrs. Murthy? Why it doesn't happen to us? I said no. All the experience happens to everybody, but people who are sensitive, they grasp. Like, if there is a water spilt on the glass, and if there is a sponge and you put a sponge, it takes water. You put a rubber doesn't take water. So people who are sensitive and who can absorb, they'll absorb the emotion and they express it in writing. So I assume that creative writing is something which requires a sensitivity. It requires certain discipline.